Alright, so where we left off, I had just started on the blue light effects. For the reactor on the back, I apply a base coat of Screaming Skull and go over the top with Pilar Glacier. I was a bit too hasty and started applying the contrast paint before the white base coat had time to dry, so I needed to spend a bit of time fixing the mess caused by the wet paints mixing. I then do some details in Hashut Copper to make the back more interesting. With that done, I move on to the shoulder mount, using Runelord Brass as the main colour of the weapons. I like the Runelord Brass because it's in a similar colour range to the Hashut Copper, but not quite as distracting. Working on this part of the model, I am once again reminded that I probably should have painted this section before attaching it to the main body, as a lot of the sections are quite hard to reach with the model in the way. I paint some of the trims in Leadbelcher and leave the details to be painted in Hashut Copper. At this point, I took a break from the shoulder mount to paint the base, which I did a full video on that you can find right here. I do this section of the mount in red to help tie it with the battlesuit. I then come back and paint the handles of this bottom section in the same colour scheme that I used on the shoulder mounts. With the rest of the Mini coated, I apply a dry brush of Runelord Brass to most of the railgun, using a layer brush to paint the sections that are closer to the body to avoid making any mistakes. With the foundation down, I try painting some details in Hachette copper, but I find that the colour is too similar to the Runelord brass and it makes it quite hard to see the difference side by side. To fix this, I use lead belcher to separate the two colours, so that I don't have the copper and brass directly adjacent to each other. This makes the colours stand out much more nicely and I'm quite happy with the effect. With my metallics in place, I paint the remaining sections in corn red. I feel like keeping the red present on both the railgun and the shoulder mount helps to tie the piece together. I realise I missed this box here and quickly coat it in lead belcher. Now happy with the overall state of the Mini, I come through for my final touches, starting with edge highlights. This time round, I'm making an effort to be more conscious about where I place my highlights. In my head, the battlesuit is facing towards the sun, so I'm highlighting all of the upward-facing edges that are angled in that direction more strongly. As I'm painting this, I'm reminded of how well these towel minis lend themselves to super crisp paint jobs due to all the clean, geometric shapes that make up the model. With my highlights complete, I decide to try something I haven't done before. I pull out a super fine brush, load up some Abaddon black, and start freehand drawing some scratch marks on the armor. When I was at the Warhammer store the other day, I saw that several of the display minis were using this effect, and I was interested in giving it a shot. I also apply a tiny bit of black to a dry sponge and dab it over some of the more exposed parts of the armor. I'm really liking the way this makes the model look worn and battle damaged. Finally, I pull out some Nuln oil and apply it all over the armor to really grunge it up. I'm careful not to let it pull too much in any given areas, although I do try to concentrate it in all the cracks to help it define the recesses. In the end, I had a great time painting this model, and it was my biggest one yet. I think the crackle paint I applied underneath the base coat creates a super cool, sun-damaged look and really fits with the desert base, which I'm also quite proud of. The black scratch marks and chips in the armor are also a cool addition, and I think I'll use this technique again, although there's definitely some room to improve. I think I may have gone overboard in that regard. As always though, let me know what you think down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you like what I do. Until next time.